listening to Her Profit Era, the podcast for founders who want a business that actually works. A business that's profitable, predictable, and pays them well. I'm Cindy Kumar, a CPA, a fractional CFO from Abbotsford, BC, Canada. I'm the person founders call when they're tired of high revenue months with no money left over. I started this podcast because too many founders were chasing sales while their margins, cash flow, and bank accounts told a completely different story. I believe profit and money in the bank is the standard, not a bonus, and that every founder deserves clarity around their numbers. Each week, you'll get real financial strategy you can actually use and honest conversations with founders and industry experts about what it really takes to build a business that lasts. Today, I am joined by Kaila Uli, a content strategist and educator whose clients have gone viral through organic content. Kaila works with entrepreneurs on creating content that actually performs on social media with a focus on hooks, messaging, and clarity. In this conversation, we break down what's driving results on social media right now, why some content goes viral while most doesn't, and the common mistakes keeping business owners stuck. We also talk about how to think about content more strategically and where tools like ChatGPT is into the process without replacing strong ideas. So let's get into the conversation. Hi, Kaila. Thanks so much for joining me on Her Profit Era.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to chat. I just love all your content. I just need to talk to her and learn more about what you do.
Same. I like your content too. It's like very, you know what I really love about your content is it's very like deep cut kind of stuff, like
Yeah.
stuff that actually matters a lot, which I think is like a very underrated thing in social media these days is like everybody wants to chase views, but they forget that content like yours is what like turns into money.
Yeah, and I feel like finances is something that's so dry and people avoid it. So I'm like, how can I talk to more women that are going through it?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I saw this post today that was like, "Oh, I hope you're not getting your advice from some dude on the internet that's talking about taxes with a Rolex." And I was like, "What?" Like, maybe I am. Like, what's the matter? Like,
Could you share a little bit about yourself and how you got into the marketing space?
yeah, so my entry into marketing was kind of like roundabout. So basically, like, got married when I was 19, love of
Oh
my life.
no.
We just like played around with cars and all these things. And then he died. And
Oh
I was
no.
a school kid with no skills, completely unemployable.
Oh
And my
no.
only real option was like, I'm telling you, I couldn't even get a job at Ross. Ross said, no, you're underqualified.
Oh my
McDonald's.
gosh.
So I had to start a business out of necessity, and it was like really tough. Like month one, $50, month two, $1,200. Like it just fail after fail after fail. But I
Yeah.
eventually kind of like learned through a lot of you can't really quit, you don't have an option,
Yeah.
that marketing would be my like ticket out of there. And I always had an interest in marketing. So by the time I got to my fourth business, I was like a little better at what I was doing. This was the vintage sunglasses. And I was taking content seriously, I was taking marketing seriously, I was taking all these other things seriously. And then I had a breakthrough where I started to understand content better. And then I used content plus the marketing degree that I went and got to scale up my e-commerce store. That was my
Oh
first time
wow.
seeing content work. I had been trying for years at this point. I had been like posting my model portfolio and I had been posting all these other things and nothing ever
Yeah.
worked. And as I started like assembling the skill set of like consuming content, studying it with intention, getting a marketing degree, starting businesses, I ended up with a skill set that made me viral. Cool. So after learning viral, I had to learn like, oh, viral doesn't mean money. And then I had to learn that
Yeah.
next add-on piece to it. And I'm giving you like the most compressed version I possibly can. But
Yeah.
after that, I lost that business in a cyber attack. And this was
Oh
actually
no.
where the magic started, where I realized what I had, which was like, well, I'm going to start again. And guess what I know how to do now? Make content that gets views.
Yeah.
So starting again was like the easiest thing I ever did in my life. So it wasn't a short path to it. It was a long roundabout curvy path, but it landed me here where I use organic content for all of my businesses, and I'm using it for my own personal Instagram. And yeah, that's the long story short.
Was it a lot of like trial and error in the beginning to figure out what's working, what's not?
So yes, but most of the trial and error was unguided in the beginning, and it was just error after error after error. Because there's a lot of things that we think we're trialing. We're like, oh, I'm going
Yeah.
to try a new outfit. Oh, I'm going to do what this influencer did. Oh, I'm going to do that. And you're trialing without any real controls. So you're just posting for 6 years, and then you got 1,200 followers. And the real trick comes in with like once you start understanding little nuanced things, like, oh, I understand hook. I understand good hook, but then you realize, oh, good hook means I'm talking to one person. I'm being very intentional with it. I'm being very direct with it. Cool, got that part. And then you understand the next piece, which is like, so after that, I need to retain people because even if the hook is good, if they're falling off in the middle, I'm still not going to get views. And you start problem solving these little things. So yeah, it was trial and error, but the vast majority of it was just the error. And then I started studying people like Mr. Beast,
Yeah.
honestly, like Mr. Beast and like the big creators, not the people in my space, not other business owners, the actual big creators that I started listening to their podcasts and what they do, and that's what like changed my mindset around what I needed to do.
Right.
So,
That's amazing.
yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people, like you just recently posted on this too, like you see someone go viral and then you just copy and paste exactly what they did or said, but it doesn't apply to your business, your audience, and you're not getting the same results.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about social media is it's not a mystery at all. Like it feels mysterious when you're just like blindly copying. You're like that hook
Yeah.
worked for him, so I'm gonna do it. So it should work for me, and it didn't at all. And it's because you are not in the same niche. You're not in the same category. You don't have the same reputation he has with his audience. His
Yeah.
audience pain points are different than your audience pain points. And you might as well at that point have just taken it out of Chat GPT and been like, "Hey, Chat, give me a hook." It's the same. Like your
Yeah.
best hooks come from your own brain, what's inside of there, your lived experiences and all that. So when you treat social media like, oh, this is literally just an algorithm and it's really just people on the other side of that, how would I talk to somebody who's on the other side of me instead of being like, must post to post?
Yeah. That totally
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah, because even like recently, I've been having a lot of conversations with clients of mine or any like business people I've connected with, and people are just experiencing like content blocks. They don't know
Yeah.
what to post, what to talk about, and like you're just in this like comparison kind of loophole.
Yeah. The comparison thing, I feel like really kills a lot of people because real story. I had a girl who wanted to try some new concepts, but then she found that someone else had done one of the concepts that she wanted to do.
Yeah,
And because she realized, oh, someone else already did it, they beat me to the punch. Well, I'm not going to do it because I should have been smart enough. I should have done it first. I can't believe someone else on the internet. And like, that's just the thief of joy. You still had the thought. You can still do it. It's
yeah,
there's 8 million people on the planet. Like some of us are going to be thinking the same things. Like I'm not saying copy, but I'm saying if you
yeah.
have the idea, do it. Like instead she didn't post for like 3 weeks because she was so upset that someone else had done it. So it wasn't something that she felt like genuine about. And it's like,
Yeah, just be
girl.
because her thoughts and beliefs and opinions on that could be like completely different, even though the
Yeah.
idea was kind of same.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
What are your thoughts on like using ChatGPT for content? You recently shared a post which showed up on my feed, and that's how I had connected with you about letting a client go because he ended up using like ChatGPT.
Yeah, so I view all of the AIs as just tools. Like if it knows about your business and it knows what you're doing and you're asking it to help you fine tune something, that's great. But asking it just like, hey, write me a script never works. 100 out of 100 times it doesn't work. It doesn't get it. It doesn't understand how to do it. It is bad. It's just like always bad. I have seen really great results with using ChatGPT as like something to organize your thoughts and make sure that you're hitting certain key points in the messaging.
Yeah,
But using it for writing your hooks and all that, it never works unless you've fed it, 1,000 hours of information about you, and then it can basically like be your little second brain. But at that point, you wasted so much time training your chat that you could have just learned how to do it.
Yeah.
Because what if chat GPT is down the next time you want to make a piece of content and
So
then you
true.
can't rethink a concept? So like, it's not that I'm like against AI, like at all. Like I use AI for a lot of things, but like just using it as the actual concept maker and the view maker and the video maker never works. So like that post that you saw with that client, he very literally went from being like a breakout creator to just, because instead of being like, I work for NASA and I will make content around what I do at NASA.
Yeah.
Now he wanted to talk about everything all across the planet in every single science and every single this and every single that, and it just diluted the messaging to the point where nobody watched him anymore.
And did he have to like rebuild like his audience and everything around that? Or did he pivot back?
He unfortunately completely quit posting after I ended the contract.
Oh no.
Because, and this is why I don't like chat, because he didn't develop the muscle of free thinking. Like part of the reason I pick the clients that I pick is they have to be people that demonstrate the ability to like free think and like be willing to actually build their content and not rely on the chats in that way. It's not that you can't, but you like, I need to see certain traits out of you.
Yeah.
So in his time with me, he just didn't want to develop that as a muscle. So what happened when we left? Like he didn't keep going. And
Wow.
I probably shouldn't say that, but that's what happened.
Yeah. And how do you feel about like using ChatGPT in the captions? Because I'm starting to notice like it writes in a certain way.
Yeah.
And now I can't unsee it. Like every time I read a post, I'm like, okay, this sounds great. But if this person wrote it in their own words or didn't use certain words, I would have resonated more with it.
Yeah. I think my answer to that is always like the thing that makes your life easier but keeps you still sounding human. Like some people really genuinely just struggle with writing, reading, spelling, grammar. That's fine. You can use it to help flesh out your caption and make it your life a little bit easier. Like I have no problem building in things where you need the extra support.
Yeah.
But I'm always going to take more of the side of the human side because it's more human. That being said, like the SEO captions at work right now are pretty intimidating for a lot of people. So ChatGPT can definitely make that easier for you. Like I would potentially ask, hey, can you help me write an SEO caption for Instagram that hits these key points and has these search terms, and then adapt it.
Yeah.
So I don't hate it, but I would prefer it if people were using the human part of it, their brain.
That
But
makes
also,
sense.
this is business, you know, like
Yeah.
if you doing your chat GPT caption saves you 30 minutes that you can get back into selling something,
Yeah.
please, I'm all for it.
And what are your thoughts on just being like on one platform versus like being on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all these things?
It's not good because what happens if you get banned? You saw how many people got banned this past week?
Yeah.
Or what happens if you get like on TikTok? Let's say you go in, they reduce certain category distribution based on what they want to push. Like let's say you were in the small business niche and then they decide that's going to become a reduced category because now they want to focus on TikTok Shop and you're in that category and your views start drying up. Well, then you're kind of screwed. So what I do recommend is that people put their main focus on Instagram. It's the highest ROI channel. And because it's a hard channel, it's if you crack that, you're pretty much good everywhere else.
Yeah.
But since it's got the most money that can come out of it and it takes the most effort, solve that and then take the free Threads cross post, take the free Facebook cross post, get it up on YouTube Shorts, Pinterest if you're a girly pop that makes high aesthetic stuff, LinkedIn if you're a founder that has something important to say, Snapchat if you're trying to be a creator slash influencer, and then TikTok. I honestly at this point, because it's so low ROI, it's more like a just post your yaps there and don't bother optimizing for it. It used to be a really valuable channel. Like my agency used to be a TikTok first agency.
Wow.
We used to be, but
Yeah.
it's just not worth the squeeze anymore. In my opinion, it's just not worth the effort. Like even the virality that you can get out of TikTok is just really, the leads quality is not good, and the TikTok shop people are the people that are kind of winning over there. So for me, I'm gonna make Instagram my focus so then I can cross post everywhere and just dominate those 5 spaces.
That totally makes sense.
Yeah. Also, you're quadruple dipping because like if you made
Yeah.
it for Instagram, it can live on any platform. Like an Instagram post will work on Threads, it'll work on Facebook, it'll work on Pinterest if that's what your niche is, like soft girls type stuff.
Yeah.
It'll work on a lot of different places, whereas like what works on TikTok only works on TikTok. So might as well make the one that you can distribute everywhere else and then just use TikTok for your little yappity yaps.
That totally makes sense. And do you think like in this like time period, like everyone's so focused on content, do you feel like businesses that have been thriving offline need to get on social media?
So I think so because we know the consumer behavior these days. Like it used to be just like hear about business, go to website,
Yeah.
and now it's hear about business, go to Instagram. It's not go to TikTok, it's not go to Facebook. It's
Yeah.
is this a real business or not? Well, what's your Instagram look like? So even if you have an Instagram for signs of life that you're not really optimizing, you should have it there just to meet consumer behavior where it's at. And then I just think the opportunity for everybody on social media is massive because as virality becomes less and less relevant and community becomes more important, there's room for everyone can eat. Like
Yeah.
before, it was go viral or get nothing. And now, since it's such a community play, it's like anyone can do that. Probably, my prediction on the way social media is going to go is that less people are going to hit 1 million followers, less people are going to hit 100,000 followers, and people are going to kind of get little 10,000, 20,000 communities that are hyper engaged with them.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is what we've seen. Like, viral used to mean 200 million views. And virality itself is like getting lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. So I think that's just the nature of the way we're all kind of like, we've seen that. We want our community at this point. So,
Yeah.
and everyone can play. And these algorithms are getting easier and easier to do that with because they're seeking algorithms. They're based on SEO. Like, oh, you tell this is about baking. This is about making cakes. Okay, is it about selling the cake or is it about teaching people how to bake? Oh, teaching people how to bake. Okay, cool. So now we're going to put this in front of people who want to learn how to bake a cake and decorate it. You're going to the people who want to buy a course to become a baker, but all you have to do is tell it where to go. Which one of these are you? And then it goes and finds those people. It's
That makes
amazing.
sense. Why do you think like people overcomplicate content?
I think it's because there's been a lot of algorithm changes where things that used to matter don't matter anymore. Like things like posting times absolutely did matter in old algorithms. The ones where it was like velocity based, where we needed to get like 100 likes in the first hour to get any chance of getting boosted out. That used to matter. Like you are on your phone at 2:58, so you can post it at 3. But that doesn't matter anymore. It's an SEO algorithm. So I think there's a lot of leftover things that just don't matter that kind of contaminate people's thinking process. And I think the other thing is that it's hard to hear that you're just being boring. And it's hard to hear that you're talking a way nobody understands. Especially like the smartest people struggle the worst with social media because they tend to think like their real world credentials should get them something and it
Yeah.
doesn't. And they something I hear all the time is that they're like, I'm better qualified. I'm more credentials. I've posted books. I'm the best dentist in Marina Del Rey. You should see who comes to my office.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything on social media when you're coming up here and saying stuff with like big $10 dentist words that only other dentists can understand.
Yeah.
And really smart people tend to get very frustrated very fast because they have a hard time talking at the level that most people can understand. And I think it's there's so many compounding factors. Like imagine if you're like this really smart guy and you're like, I'm just going to share my message, and then you share your message, but you forgot that you're 15 years ahead of everybody else, so you get 2 views, and then you used all the hashtags that Google said hashtags.
Yeah.
Of course it's going to, and then you don't even know where to look. Because then you start thinking like, well, hashtags, well, let me see what kind of hash, and you go down the wrong rabbit hole. It's a confusing thing. It is. If I feel like if we're being 100% fair with social media,
Yeah.
it's marketing. And the people who win the fastest on social media, they tend to be media trained, they tend to have marketing backgrounds, they have sales backgrounds. A lot of them are business owners because they've already been through the thick of like the marketing stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit of an unfair advantage for people who are in marketing because you're like, oh, this is just marketing.
Yeah.
Got it.
For someone that doesn't have like a marketing background, would you recommend them like hiring someone?
Like hiring for their social media or what?
For both, like social media and then marketing strategy too.
I
Like
mean,
let's
yeah.
say the dentist you're talking about, like he shows up on social media, he can't really relate to his audience. So for someone like that, or even like an accounting professional.
I, you know, no, that's a really good question because part of my brain at this stage of my life is like there's always someone better than you that can do the job faster than you and save you time.
Yeah.
And that's why we pay for things like mentorships, and that's why we pay these people $50,000 so we can learn how they grew their businesses. And those people do save you an incredible amount of time. Or then there's an agency that can just get it done for you so you can focus on your business. So part of my brain is like, there is someone better than you that can do it faster, and you should absolutely hire that as quickly as possible, which I also do.
Yeah.
But that implies that you have $50,000 sitting under your butt to spend on that. So coming from the side where I didn't even have $2 to spend on that,
Yeah.
I still see a lot of value in doing it yourself so you can get to a certain point. So I guess my answer is like both. It depends on where you're at. Like, where are you in your business, in your finances, and all that? And if you are not financially in a space where you can hire somebody bigger and badder to do it, then suck it up and do the grunt work, and then hire that out as soon as you can. Not a very good answer, but
And when looking for like an agency or someone to hire out, do you have any tips on like what kind of things they should look for or questions to ask? Because I feel like there's so much overload of like coaches, marketing
yeah.
experts on social media, but they're just basically teaching what they've done for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, figure out if you're hiring someone to do the job or you're hiring somebody to learn how to do it yourself, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, and then the second thing is that know the difference between a social media manager and like a content strategist. Do you need somebody to come into your business and change it for you? And then you are going to be measuring like KPIs, and you're going to be looking at your sales and your clicks and all this. That's going to be someone on the side of like strategy. If you
Right.
just want your post to have your post done, that's just a social media manager. So I love performance-based social media managers, but there's a lot of social media managers that will not do anything for you. Like I had a client where she almost had to close her business because she thought she was going to do it the right way, and she hired a social media manager on day one of the business.
Yeah.
And she was paying the girl a lot of money. Like social media managers, they go and charge you about $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
So she's paying her out, and the page was getting like 300-400 views per post. The girl was not involved in it. She wasn't bound to any KPIs. She was just posting to post. And the business almost went down because she didn't have any money for ads. And then out of desperation, I was like, girl, you got to do it yourself. Like, you are not in the place to be hiring a social media manager. Do it yourself. So
Yeah.
she did. And after a few months of her being the person doing the content, she hit like $50,000 a month in sales.
Wow.
Because she cares, because she knows the product. She does it like she cares about what it is, who it helps, how it's great for people. And that wouldn't have happened if she kept going the social media route. I mean, there's nuance with everything though. Like it's if you find a social media manager who actually knows how to grow a page, then sure, hire them. If you find somebody who says I'm a social media manager and has no proof of it, just expect pretty posts. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Do you feel like you need a mix of like viral posts and then low engagement, but people are buying from you? Because I know a lot of people focus on the viral side, but they're not making any money or converting clients.
I think you get greedier the more money you make with social media. I think it's tempting to be like, oh, I want to go viral. And then, oh, this one got 50,000, that one got 1 million, that one got 5 million. I think that's fun, and that's great if you're an influencer, a comedian, a musician. Like, that's fun. There's nothing to buy.
Yeah.
But I think as you get closer to understanding, like, wait a minute, when I say this, that gets 5 people to DM me and they all sign up hot, you stop caring about the views at all. Like, at all. You become so possessive of, like, what this post actually represents in dollars that, like, I'm sure you've seen this a million times. You'll go to, like, somebody's page that doesn't really have great reach, great performance, but they'll be, like, talking about things. And then someone in the comment section will say, like, oh, well, how come you only have 1,200 views? They don't care because that 1,200 view post probably brought them, like, $5,000. They don't care.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the nature of how social media progresses. Even if you're like, let's say you're an e-commerce founder, your viral post made a lot of people laugh and got you like 2 sales because it wasn't about your product. And then you start learning like, oh, these get like way less views, but it gets like a ton of people checking out. Well, I'm going to do more of that. Because we all get to the point where we realize that deep cut content makes more money, and you just are kind of like, well, I got 5 days this week. Do I want to make money or do I want to go viral? You know?
Yeah.
and the money starts looking a lot more appealing.
That totally makes sense. What are like some action steps someone could take right now who is experiencing like content blocks or just stopped posting because they got frustrated?
Yeah, content blocks are horrible, horrible. I have a few tricks for this depending on like kind of personality types. So one is to talk it out with Claude, which I know is so silly,
Yeah.
but some people it really, really helps to get them back into the place of creating because you sometimes just need a thing or a person on the outside to like kind of hear your thoughts and be like, you're being dumb, gas you up and be like, this is the direction we're going. So that's one of my preferred methods if you like AI. Go talk it out with Claude. Take a couple hours and just, if you're more of a like connecting with nature kind of person, just literally stop, put it down, go to the beach, go fall asleep, go get pooped on by seagulls, go get a mango with tahini and like just chill. That works for a lot of people too. It doesn't work for me. I hate going outside. I ain't gonna do that, but a lot of people like to do that. And I mean very literally, like phone down.
Yeah.
And then if you're in one of those really bad funks where you're in like week number 3, week number 4, and you're like, I can't come up with anything, I would say to go into your niche and go look at content with real intent, not as a consumer, not as like a doom scroll. Look at it from just a analytical standpoint, like, this is different and this is different and this is different, and then let yourself observe from the outside without any like pressure on yourself, just observing and analyzing and looking, just seeing. And sometimes that'll like refresh the little, like, a lot of times people feel stuck because they think I have to do it this specific way, that hook worked that way, I have to do that, I can't figure it out, this is starting to feel inauthentic. Or the other one is like, I feel like I've talked about everything. So looking at other people's content and how many different styles exist on the internet and just being a little more relaxed about it, you can be less rigid and be less like, I have to post only this one thing this way, otherwise the building is going to burn down.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
that too, by the way.
Yeah, no, that happened to me too. And what like I really started doing was I just did like a brain dump like at the end of the week and just think about like, okay, what kind of client scenarios came up this week? What did I experience? Or like if in my past experience, so like at the firms I worked at, what kind of mindset or things like what is your experience and expertise like? Because no one else has that mindset or went through the same thing you did.
You know what's another good one that most people do when they're like at scale with their content is they do 80/20, and they're just completely purely outside of it. They just have like a database. It's like these are the pieces that work. They don't think about it anymore. It's just like they pull from proven things and they just kind of like refilm it and get it up, refilm it and get it up. And people that are really like out here making millions and millions of dollars a month, they're not struggling with the consistency side of it, and they're not struggling with creation blocks because it's just, this works. We're just going to repeat these 80% of the time on the page, and 20% of the time we'll test out other things that are different. So when you kind of take that away from it and it's just like, nope, shut up, here's your script, just film that, then all you gotta do is
It's
film it.
exhausting. Yeah, it almost becomes like another full-time job.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I like that method.
Yeah.
Do I do that method? No. Will I do it someday? I like to believe so. It's a good method.
Yeah. In terms of like reposting, would you repost like the same like reel, for example, or a carousel, or would you use that same kind of concept and like change the wording
You
or caption?
redo it. So you don't
Okay.
repost it, you refresh it. So like,
Okay.
let's say you had a script where you were talking about one of my favorite ones. This one is the one where I like, if I woke up banned from the internet and I wanted to get back to 30,000 followers. So when I want to redo that one, I redo it with a different story. So I don't redo the script, redo the outfit, or repost it at all. I just
Yeah.
reuse the hook and then I tell a different story that I would do. So you just recycle the idea behind it. Or another one that people do often is like lists where they'll say like, here's the 5 things that got me to $1 million per month, and I wish I knew this when I was 26. And then the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's what they did this time. Here's the 5 things that got me to service 60 clients this year, and I wish I knew this back then. You just refreshing the concept.
That makes sense.
Then you have your little pile, and you're like, all right, on Tuesdays we do the lists, and on Fridays we do the that one, and you pull from the list.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's like your content strategy? Are you like sitting down, batching a bunch of content?
At this point in my life, no.
Yeah.
At this point in my life, I am so overloaded with so many clients that I need to reach out to more people. So I'm going to be interviewing a scripter later on today to help me out with scripts. Because what I find happens on my side of creativity is that if I'm servicing clients all day long, then I don't have the energy to, or that my voice is gone, like I don't have the
Yeah.
time, I don't have the energy, the capacity. So my operational bottleneck is that I need to find a way to systematize my content, which is why the idea of these 80/20s, they
Yeah.
are so intriguing to me. But I haven't quite done that yet because the growth on my page was really, really fast because I was a content strategist for many years before I started posting. This is something you'll find with a lot of strategists is they don't have their own social media pages at all because you're working all the time.
Yeah.
So I was a strategist for years, and then I started my content strategy page from in 2024, and it was one of my old meme pages. Like it was a nonsense page. So because of the way the growth curve happened, it has been a bit of like building the plane in the air. So yeah, the answer is the plane is in the air. We're putting the wings on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And my content suffers first because like I really want my people to do bigger, badder things than I do. And yeah, that is unfortunately my biggest issue is that my content always takes the first hit. So we gonna fix that.
Yeah. What type of like industries do you work with?
So I specialize in the tough cases, like the doctors, the dentists, the tax people, the engineers, the finance people. I love doing the tough cases because they typically just need a bit of good like storytelling and pop culture brought into it. That's way more exciting to me than just like doing something to do it. So my most viral client in this year right now, her name's Dr. Veronica, and she had a mission. She wanted to talk about like colon health and all this crazy stuff. Love that. So when she came to me, she had 600 followers, and she just hit 81,000 followers yesterday. Wow. So January, February, March, April, May, June. So in 6 months, she's hit 81,000 followers, and she averages about 6 million views a month. But she just had something hit like 25 million a couple days ago. So to me, I love those tough cases because tough cases almost always just mean you have something really interesting, and we got to package it differently. As opposed to somebody who sells like a mug or something. You might think, oh, the mug is easy to make viral because everyone needs mugs. In reality, everyone is selling mugs. Everyone has mugs. Mug content is abundant. It's hard to create scarcity. It's much easier to take this gorgeous doctor who looks like a Barbie and is super smart and like really well spoken and make her viral.
That makes sense. And how often is she posting?
What's that?
How often is she posting?
She's posting once a day now.
Okay.
Yeah. And why wouldn't she? Why not?
Yeah. Do you think that's sustainable, like posting every single day?
I think it is if you systematize it. I think you look at people like Junya, you look at like Brock Johnson, you look at Hormozy, you look at any of these people who treat, or even like the Grant Cardones, like love him or hate him.
Yeah.
He still has it systematized. And that's something that people really need to get serious about with social media is stop being emotional about it and treat it like an arm of your marketing. So this is one of those do as I say and not as I do. It's something that I enforce, but I'm not doing myself because as I just said, I don't have mine systematized yet. But it's the Dr. Veronicas who are like, get out of my way, posts are going up. They're the ones who are serious because she had her period early on. In her first couple weeks with me, things were getting like 500 views, 400 views, and we had to crack exactly what to do first.
Yeah.
And then once it goes, go. And then she starts getting 5,000 views. Cool. Keep going. 10, 20, 50, a million, 6 million. So that wouldn't have happened if she didn't keep going. And then a lot of people, they post when they treat their social media as something they have to do when they have time instead of your most valuable marketing channel. I'm sorry, I don't know any other marketing channel that can bring you the sheer freaking volume and consistency that organic can if you just apply yourself to it. Yes, ads are great. We love ads. We love ads all the time. But organic is free. It costs you nothing but the time that it takes you to learn the system. So I do think it's sustainable, but only when you approach it as like a system that I am doing this regardless, get out of my way. In the same way newsletters are going out, in the same way conversion rate optimization is happening on site, in the same way you're depositing your checks into your bank, like you got to be that serious about it.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Let's say you're working with like two doctors or two like finance experts. How do you make sure like their content sounds different from each other?
So all of the concepts are original concepts from each individual person. So I don't work with people that want to copy paste other content.
Yeah.
And I also don't work with people that don't have something to actually like say that's valuable to the human race. Like if you just come to me and you say like, I just want to go viral, I can't help you. If you come to me and you say, hey, I'm a specialist in like one of my dentists, his specialty is helping kids that are like, don't have a lot of money get their cavities filled at a good discount, and then also checking out the parents' teeth for free while they're there.
Oh, wow.
Like that's his whole thing.
Yeah.
He has a thing. I can help him because we can build okay, why does this matter? Why do you want to do this? Because I saw this and this and this. Because I realized this and this and this. You have a story that we can build into it, and your best hooks come from those stories. That's going to be way more impactful than 5 things everyone should know about your teeth.
Yeah,
So,
that's more general.
yeah, generic general topics don't do well because like who's that for? So that's like if you don't have that, you're just not gonna have a good time on social media. And the thing is, everybody does have it. We all have it, but not everybody's willing to access it and use it.
Would you recommend like niching down with like your audience and like your messaging versus being like general and broad like you just mentioned?
So I don't really care, honestly. It can be either one. What I really fundamentally care about is that we're pushing into your head to get the extraction of the good things. Whether or not you choose to niche with that or not is completely up to you. If you're like trying to run a business, that's going to be a different answer. If you're trying to be the biggest creator in your entire space, that's going to be a different answer. So like,
Yeah.
I really don't have strong opinions on niches because it's like do it or don't to me. I would rather you understand the content fundamentals and then you decide what you want to do with it. Like it's not really going to get you more reach to be the niche. And my primary function is that I'm a reach strategist. So is dominating your niche great for conversions and having a founder page and being like a Cassie Ho or an Alex Hormozy or something like that? Absolutely. Absolutely. Is it necessary? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on like commenting on like people's posts or like engaging with like your ideal type of client, going on their page?
It's again one of those things I don't really care about.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things I don't care about. I don't care about posting times, hashtags, trends, trending audios. I don't care what you do in your comment section because most of these are just like marginal things that we can do to try to support a piece of content that's not like let's say you post a video that gets 1,000 views and then you reverse engineer going other people's comment sections and you had the best trending audio and you tried to add all these support legs into it.
Yeah.
That video would have just gotten 1 million views by itself if the content had a good hook, good escalation, good retention, and was short enough that people didn't get bored. And that carries so much more weight than all of the other things that you can do. So all of these techniques like going and commenting on other people's stuff or gaming the posting times, they're just so marginally helpful that to me the juice is not worth the squeeze. Now, have I done all of them?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know when I did all of them? When my content was not working. Because it feels like something you can do to be productive. And what I would tell that younger version of myself in my 20s, like, hey, instead of doing that, go write better hooks. Hey, instead of doing that, learn how to tight clip here and be a better editor. Instead of doing that, go watch some content about your niche and go look what people in the comment sections are saying and go make some hooks off of that.
That's such great advice.
It's very appealing to like do it because you're like it feels productive and then that person came back and looked at my stuff and then we think about like, well, that was only one. If you just made the right content, it would be 10,000.
Yeah. Do you have any recommendations of like social media accounts or people that can be used to like look at their content or YouTube channels? I know you mentioned like you were studying Mr. Beast. Have you come across like any other channels or
Yeah,
people?
well, so the one look at the most is so stupid. He's the guy who pads his butt, the Frankie LaPena guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I study his content religiously because he's actually a content strategist, which you would never know.
Yeah.
Like he's a content legend. A lot of people think he's just like the viral butt guy without realizing like this is his whole bag. I study Paddy Galloway. He's Mr. Beast's strategist. But I would say if you are at the point where you need to like understand what good content specifically looks like so you can be like platform native, it would probably be more helpful for you to just go to the top of search and look for things in your niche and watch the ones that are at the top. Because this is actually something I find that a lot of people do wrong when they're doing their research. They go look for things in their niche and they tap on what is pretty to them and it'll have
Yeah.
like comments and then they'll send it to me and they'll be like, should I make this? And I'm like, why would you make that? That got 100 views. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
So instead, go to your niche, look at the top performers, and analyze those bit by bit. Like, we don't need to look at the ones that have 1,000 views. You're getting 1,000 views by yourself. Let's look at the one that has 200,000 views. Let's see what
Yeah.
they did different. So to me, that's one of the most, it's actually something I make everybody do. Like all of my clients, I'm like, you are going to go doom scroll for the next 3 hours. Like,
Yeah.
it's not doom scrolling, but you get on your phone and you know what's really funny? 9 out of 10 times when I tell them to do this, they always say, oh, I hate being on social media. There is a crazy correlation between the people who don't get social media and the people who don't watch social media. Because then all of a sudden everything starts making sense. It's like, why did you send me something that looks like it was filmed on a pregnancy test? And then they're like, well, I don't really like social media. And I'm like, oh, no, stop. Brakes on. Put your butt on Instagram and start going, go taste what content should look like, and then we'll talk.
Yeah. Do you recommend following like similar niches and people that offer the same services? Or does that set you up for like doom scrolling, comparing yourself, and then like being discouraged?
It's a little more dangerous. What it sets you up for is that if you get a competitor audience, nobody's paying you.
Yeah.
So a competitor audience looks like a makeup artist who posted a lot of content that makeup artists resonated with, and now she has an audience of makeup artists, and she has 50,000 followers that don't pay, but they're always in the comments saying, yes, queen.
Yeah.
It's the marketer who made marketing content and attracted a whole bunch of marketers but can't find a client because it's just people, other marketers in his comment section saying like, highly agree. Another
Yeah.
great resource is HubSpot. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So I don't recommend doing anything. I recommend making your page as competitor hostile as possible. Like,
Yeah.
I want all your content to make your competitors feel like I don't belong here. Like, get them out. All of my content is, marketers are not welcome on my page.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that because like I have LinkedIn, I post on LinkedIn, and I'm just attracting like other accountants and like CFOs. And it's like, I
Yeah.
don't want you.
So, that comes from when you're talking at too advanced of a level where you are only able to communicate with those people. So the TikTok bros love to be in my inbox saying like, oh, you're talking too stupid. You should talk this. You should talk that. Who's going to take you seriously? And it's like the
Yeah.
people who can actually pay me take me seriously because they can understand me. Because you're out here talking about things that are absolute pure nonsense to most people like AOVs and CTRs. They
Yeah.
don't know what that means. They know I want views. I want more followers.
Yeah.
Like you got to, and that is the biggest pitfall of most professional. Again, another thing that ties to why so many smart people struggle with social media is because you've been in your industry for so long.
Yeah.
That you use the up here words, and like 99% of us are like, I don't know what that
What
means.
does that mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like that for so long on like Instagram too, and it's just like, okay, like you have to take a step back and be like, okay, what does my audience need to hear? So I work with
Yeah.
like a lot of women entrepreneurs in like the creative beauty space, and it's like, are they going to understand my accounting language or the tax?
I deal with a lot of tax people.
Yeah.
Usually a lot of tax accounts. And one of my favorite things to do with them is like tie them into other people that are like going to jail for not paying their tax. So I do a lot of tax and like tax resolution stuff.
Yeah.
And bringing up like stories of some person who did this messed up thing, so you better not. Those are my favorite way to make content for them.
Yeah. Do you do like a lot of like reaction videos? Because I'm seeing that's becoming really common too now.
I mean, it really depends on who it's for. Like, they're fun. They're
Yeah.
definitely fun. Some people like I'm more about like picking the format that is the easiest for you to execute. One
Yeah.
person might be like, "Ooh, reactions, I'll do those all day. Love that." Bang
Yeah.
it out. Someone else might be like, "The learning curve is so high. I don't understand how to find the green screen. How does this put this in there? I don't understand how to download the reel." And it's too high of a learning curve, so I wouldn't want them to do that. Because
Yeah.
all formats work. Carousels work, super shorts work, stories work. Every format works. I'm more
Right.
about finding the one that works the most for you, that you can do the most. And then once you have that winning little leggy leg, then you can go start playing around with the other stuff that's maybe a little more technically challenging.
Yeah.
Like, that's my preferred method. Like, I love a green screen, but it's easy for me to do. What's
Hmm.
not easy for me to do is like graphics. So I'm not going to do anything with graphics. And some people are great
Yeah.
at graphics, so they can just be, you
Yeah.
know? Love that for you. But I'm just the one that makes your life easier and make that the best it can be.
What are your thoughts on like that viral Yap challenge? Because I'm seeing a lot of people engaging in that, but if they already struggle to be on video and record content, is that
Yeah.
really helping them?
So the problem with Yap style content and talking heads is that they are the absolute hardest one to actually get views on because it implies that you wrote a good hook and you escalated and your retention stayed high. And if you made a 45-second Yap that people fell off in the first 3 seconds, it's literally going to get like 50 views. Like, it's easy
Yeah.
to be the worst performer because of the length of it. And I deal with a lot of reduced distribution pages, which is what happens when you post in an absolute excess and getting terrible metrics. Instagram will eventually reduce your distribution. This is not a secret. It's publicly available information that anyone can Google.
Yeah.
They will reduce your distribution because you're threatening user experience on the platform. Like, do you enjoy it when some random person's content pops up in your feed and it's like the worst thing you've ever seen? No, that like makes you mad and you're like, Instagram, what are you doing to me? And
Yeah.
if you are that person, you're going to get slowly removed. So the Yap content, very, very high odds of giving you reduced distribution. So it is valuable. Talking heads and Yaps are very, very valuable for getting high following and a lot of conversions, page growth. They're great when you get them. They are not where you should be starting. Especially, dude, when people are doing like the 3 Yaps a day, it's like,
Yeah.
I didn't want to hear you the first time ramble about this, and I'll swipe faster the next time.
Yeah.
So my approach to it is retention first. They are great when you understand retention. They are great when you understand hooks. They are probably the worst thing you can do when you don't understand any of that.
That totally makes sense. Do you find like B-roll goes more viral than like carousels?
No, everything goes viral as long as it has retention. I think B-roll has lower effort. You could
Yeah.
argue that it potentially is easier to go viral just because of the length. However,
So true.
B-roll shots, because they don't have a lot of substance to them, the text hook and the visual has to be rockstar 10 out of 10. When you're using your face and your body, the advantage of this is you're moving and you're human and you're doing this and you can pull people in like that.
Yeah.
When you're doing a super short one, the ones that don't get views are the ones where people are
Just standing. Yeah.
like, that doesn't get any views. But the ones that do get views are the ones where you're doing something intentional. You have great lighting. You're skydiving out of a plane. You're at a beautiful hotel having the most lavish cocktail you've ever seen. Like, so you could argue that they're easier strictly based on length, but you need to go really overweight with making sure your visuals are spectacular with those ones.
That makes sense. How do you see like social media like evolving over like the next 3 to 5 years?
I really think the biggest thing that's going to happen is that the virality is going to become less important. And I think that is really important for people. I think social media has been way too gamified and way too attention hacky and way too nonsensical. And I think Instagram specifically, they're really, really pushing on making it a healthier space. I will say they're only focusing on it because when it's an unhealthy space, like the way it is now, user time drops a lot. So they
Yeah.
don't actually care about us, but they care about their own metrics. But whatever, the end result is that they're creating a better place for a lot of people to find content that really matters. So I think it's all going to be like community driven. I think that people's numbers are going to keep hitting lower lows, but they're going to be better lows. So before you want 1 million views and 30,000 comments, ooh, party, I think it's going to be more realistic and more right sized. If you have an audience of 80,000 followers, I think you're probably going to start getting like 8 to 10,000 views. And it's going to serve the people who need that message today. And maybe the comment section is going to dry up because they're internalizing it a little more. I think engagement is going to drop.
Yeah.
I think a lot of things are going to change, but I think it's not going anywhere. I think more people will take it seriously. Obviously, the biggest thing is that more people are taking it seriously. So the people who are taking it seriously as a serious marketing channel, they're just going to, we're going to be talking about organic the same way we do as ads. We're going to be talking about social media the same way as we do as a website. We already do. You know? It's going to be such an integrated part of business and life that it's going to be kind of like your business card. So the people who are still kind of being like, I don't want to, they're going to feel severely left out when you get in a couple years from now.
Yeah. Do you think like it's still important to have like a website, or Instagram replaces like the website?
I know what I should say. Like, yeah, a website is important. The website is really important, but it's also not. Like, I was running my, one of my favorite clips on the internet is this woman who says, everybody thinks you need a website, but I made my first $1 million before I ever had a website. Because
I saw that one.
Yes, I love that clip because, like, as much as I understand we all need websites, a lot of people use that as the busy work to not actually build the business in the same way people use the hashtags and the posting times to not fix the content. So I think that it's a different question. Like, if you're a big business, obviously, like if you're Target or if you're like making your $100,000 a month, of course you need a website. Yeah. But if you're like new and you're just getting started, do I really think you need it? No. If you're a coach, do I think you need it? No. Like, no, not at all, actually. You just need your bio link set up to your automations or even your DMs. Some people don't even have bio links. Like, this is the thing. If you'd asked me any of these questions like when I was younger, I would have been like, yes, no, yes, no. And now I've lived so many freaking lives that I'm like, well, it could be maybe, maybe not.
Yeah. What is like the process of working with you? I'm sure like a lot of listeners are going to listen to this and say like, I've enjoyed listening to Kaila. Like, I'd love to learn more about how I could work with her.
It's pretty simple. It's a lot of like client matching before the work starts because I am very protective about working with people that I can actually do something with. It doesn't help either one of us if we're like taking on people that aren't going to do well and also you're going to just spend money for no reason. Right. So what it really is, like if you actually want to work with me, you have to come to meeting knowing what it is that you want to talk about and knowing where you want to go. Like if you say, I just want to go viral, it's going to be like a nice to meet you, have fun with that. And I know this sounds really harsh and I know this sounds really, really mean and maybe a little bit too like demanding, but it's really just to protect everybody getting the best results. Like you need to want to have a message to put out into the world and then you need me to make it, to amplify it. Yeah. If you have something, if you're drop shipping, if you have an Amazon product that you're trying to hustle, if you're like in a space where anyone can make it, it's not going to work out for you.
That totally makes sense.
I'm the worst salesperson, by the way.
No. You're attracting like the right type of people that you want to work with.
I'm just like, look, we want to have a good time doing this, right?
What is like the best way for our audience to connect with you? Is it
my social media? Yeah, it's just this. It's my name at because I find most of my time is not my TikTok. Don't go on TikTok. I haven't posted on there in like 2 years because really low ROI. I hate it. Yeah. At this point. Instagram.
Yeah. I'll share your details in the show notes. Is there anything you'd like to say before we end it?
I feel bad. I've just been rambling this whole time and I didn't even ask any questions. I'm just like, blah, 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 blah.
It's been good. I got like a lot of good insights into social media.
You got me like nerding out about things and then I just keep going. Sorry.
No, you're good. Thanks so much for your time, Kaila.
Thank you.
If you're a founder who wants real strategy, not noise, and you want someone in your corner helping you build a business that feels aligned, is profitable, and actually supports your life, you can apply for CFO on Call. This is my one-on-one financial partnership for established founders, typically making between $500K to $2 million, who want clarity, who want structure and confidence with their numbers. The link is in the show notes so you can schedule a profit strategy call, or you can DM me CFO on Instagram at @CindyKamar and I'll send over all the details.